Hello boys and girls, welcome to a video lesson. This is for section 1.3 on solving linear equations. As part of your homework, you're going to be writing this stuff down, and what I should see on your paper tomorrow when I check it out is the title here, the 1.3 solving linear equations. Certainly the objectives, that should be plural, objectives of we're going to solve linear equations by distributing properly, and we're going to solve linear equations by clearing fractions. You should definitely write those things on your paper at this point, and pause this along the way if you need to. Okay, so we're gonna solve a linear equation here, and the key that I'm going to focus on here is the distributing. That's what I'm mostly concerned. The rest of this, I'm not overly concerned that you guys should be able to handle the rest of this. So I'm looking right here at the negative 2 times the y minus 3. That's where I want to distribute. So I'm going to take the negative 2 times the y, and importantly, the negative 2 times the negative 3. There's my distributing right there. And I get negative 2y plus 6 from that. And then the rest of this is going to be, well, there's another plus 6. Then there's the equals 8 plus 3y. But that's the distributing part. That's the part that I'm mostly concerned with in this problem here. Okay, let's see, a little more cleaning up. I'm going to add these 6's together and get negative 2y plus 12 equals 8 plus 3y. And now I have a decision to make, right? Because we have two terms with y in it. One on the left, this negative 2y, and this one on the right, 3y. So you need to decide which side you want to move your y over to, your y's over to. Well, it really depends on the problem. In this one, I'm going to choose to move all my y's to the right side. What did you choose? And why did you choose it? Well, I'm moving this 2y over because I want to end up with a positive y. That just means I'm going to have one less step at the end, or I don't have to worry about a negative y value. So this is going to work out a little bit nicer for me here because I'm choosing to move everything, all my y's over to the right side and get a positive y value. So I get 12 equals 8y. 12 equals 8 plus 5y. And then I'm going to subtract this 8. And I get 4 equals 5y. And then the last thing I need to do here to clean this up, I need to divide by this 5 so I can get 1y. And I get 4/5 equals y. And if you don't like ending up with fractions, well, in this case, that's unfortunately just too bad. That's what the solution is. And I really want you folks to get used to these fraction answers, decimal answers, because that's how things turn out sometimes. So we're going to see these right away, where not every answer is a nice full number that's positive every single time. We're going to get negative answers. We'll get fractional answers. But does it really matter that the answer here is 4/5? Well, not really, no. I mean, we got at the end, not to do anything with the 4/5. So it just kind of sits there. I'm not checking it in this case, but if I wanted to, that might be a little bit of an issue. But that's really the end of that problem right there. Okay, so that was a distributed problem. Let's do a problem where we have fractions. Okay, so guess what we need to do when we have fractions on our equation? You didn't see this thing moving around. Take a look at it now. This is, you definitely should be writing this in your notes here, that we're going to be multiplying all the terms by the LCD. That is the absolute key when you're working with fractions. For those of you who don't remember, the LCD is the least common denominator. Okay. So let's take a look here. I'm looking at the 3, the 4, and the 6. Okay. What number do all three of those go into? What number is 3, 4, and 6 all a factor of? Well, 3, 4, and 6 are all factors of 12. So 3, 4, and 6 are all factors of 12. So that's certainly a common denominator. If you ended up with saying that 3, 4, and 6 were all factors of 24, that would be okay too. It would we'd get slightly bigger numbers. So it's not really that big a deal if you just get a common denominator, but you really want to get the least if you can manage it. Okay, so I'm going to multiply all terms by 12. So 12 times the 1/3 x, 12 times the 1/4, Don't forget the 12 times the x there. That's an easy one to miss. And then 12 times that 1/6. Now, when I do this, the whole idea is to clear the fractions. So I'm not really going to leave this as 12 over 3 times x. I'm going to simplify right away. Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times. So I get 4x. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So I get plus 3. There's nothing in my third term here that I'm going to divide. I'm just going to get 12x there on the right side of the equation. And 6 goes into 12 twice, so I'm going to get minus 2. And look at that, one step, fractions are gone. Nice and straightforward, isn't it? Okay, so I have a little more cleanup to do here. I'm going to move the 4x to the right side. That way you end up with a positive 8x. So I'm going to subtract 4x. And I get 3 equals 8x minus 2. And a little more adding. I'm going to add 2 on both sides. I get 5 equals 8x. And lastly, a little bit of division. I'm going to divide both sides by 8. And I'm going to get x equals 5/8. Again, there's that nice little fractional answer. But again, hopefully it's not going to ruin your day too much that you end up with a fractional answer, because there it is, just kind of sitting there. Okay, so our last problem here, this is one you guys are going to do on your own here. I really want to make sure that you guys understand the concept of clearing fractions. So try this one on your own. I'm not going to walk through the steps here. I am going to give you the solution. The solution is x equals negative 25 ninths. So as part of your homework, you're to do out this problem. I want to see the clearing of the fractions. I gave you the answer because I don't care that you have the answer there. I want to see the work. I want to see that you can work through this and you understand the idea of clearing fractions. Okay, so did we do these things today? Did we meet our objectives? Did we look at solving linear equations by distributing property? Yeah, we did one of those, right? Did we solve a linear equation by clearing fractions? Well, I did one myself, and then I gave you guys one for practice. So hopefully you got practice on 2 of them today. And hopefully you folks found this helpful. And I will see you guys next time in class. And ladies, have a good day now. Take care.